I like this gospel music.
Oh, it is nice.
I need more gospel music in my life.
Oh Lord.
Yeah,
This is gospel?
Yeah, that's gospel, mate.
Lord have mercy. Sub-Zero, y'all be playing like this?
Gospel. Gospel, like crappy hip hop, has great beats, but the lyrics are horrible.
So wait, gospel music is like this now?
Yeah.
What?
I said gospel music, like a lot of crappy hip hop, has great beats but horrible lyrics.
Yeah, well, they got Snoop Dogg and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Isn't Kanye a gospel artist now?
He's transitioning, but
I should have grabbed the other fucking podcast.
Jay, don't this make you want to dance?
It sounds like something I heard in a strip club.
There's a pastor there.
It does sound like strip club music, it do, but it's gospel music. So technically, we are saved now.
That's all it takes to save my soul.
No, it's gonna take more than that for you. I got some CBD oil. That's a start for you. You don't need a lot. Well, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to BMT CALL, where I have some amazing content creators. I have the one, the only, Sub-Zero. You already know him. He talks about power, finance, and wealth building, as well as Black excellence. And also, I have Young Link Jr. So you know I had to grab them. I'm going to be coming off the panel in a while, but because I'm going to let my content creators and as well as my team talk with them. I'm going to be a good guy, step off the panel because I want them to talk. I only come on when I need to talk. If you're in the back chat, I see you. Don't worry, Zardell, I see you. Don't worry. My content creators, they will be running it. I will be actually doing the Lord's work and doing the admin stuff. I'll be doing my job.
The Lord's work. Oh, I thought, usually when somebody says they're doing the Lord's work,
why don't you shut up, Jay? Do not say anything along with that. Don't say anything along with that, Jay. So, I like the music. Young Link chose it. I like this. I wouldn't want this to be our soundtrack music. I have a lot I need to say about Tank. You see, like I got like a lot of people got something to say to me about Tank. Like,
why?
How many penises does it take to find out if you're gay or not? I don't know. I guess
3.
So he needs one more, and then he'll find out.
Yes.
Hell.
That's how many it takes?
3. Yeah.
Really?
3. Like a Tootsie-Roll Pop.
Zardell, do you see
okay.
Sub-Zero, this is what I work with every day on the panel.
Sub-Zero, is that my boo? Oh, shit.
Sub-Zero, don't.
Oh, you got a new boo now?
No, Sub-Zero, that's an old boo.
Okay. All right. We good.
Man, y'all funny, man.
Sub-Zero.
Wait, are we talking about Tank or the gospel dude?
So we're not talking about Tank. Please, let's stay away from Tank for a day.
Okay.
Tank has already blown up the internet. Dark skinned men, we already took enough from Tank. We can't. Let Tank just be over there. So, but what we can talk about is we need to know about the church. Now, I was sent an emergency message. Somebody hit me up about the pastor. Now, one, I didn't watch the tape. I never saw it. I think I've seen enough gospel porn in my life.
Oh, God.
Like, I got already 4 or 5 videos from God. I don't know why Christians are sending me their gospel porn. I'm not, listen, y'all, I don't get paid by X and X anymore. Like, I'm not sponsored by porno channels anymore.
It's funny how Christians were the first ones to hop on that. But anyway, I digress. Go ahead.
I mean, it is kind of weird. Like, what you doing on that website there, buddy?
Because Christians watch the most porn.
Make sense of this as well as Z. Now, the thing about it that we need to discuss is the church. We're seeing a lot of these sex scandals come up. We're seeing a lot of these things come up. And I want to have a dialogue with the community on this. I believe we're smart, intellectual people of the community. Do we really need to start, I don't know, sit down the pastor and say, hey, maybe we're big adults enough where we can congregate ourselves. Maybe we can just actually have a committee board on funding the money, the resources. But I believe the church is supposed to be for the community.
BMT,
Right.
I'm gonna be out the car in a second. And I got class. I gotta get my son a bath and stuff.
Hmm?
I would like to go first if you. I don't want to be selfish, but I'm just letting you know. But go ahead.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so let me go ahead and I'm gonna pull up the video, but I definitely want you to be in for that. I want you to be there for that. And then after that, I'm gonna allow y'all guys to come on. I just got to be on just to do the video, at least. And then after that, y'all guys can take it from there, discuss it. Now you already know. Let me pull it up. Well, y'all got me working fast, but I'm gonna do that. But I like doing admin work. I actually do. If you're coming on into the chat, thank you for showing up. There we go. So the pastor, as you already know, Pastor David was accused of being the alleged pussy eating pastor. That's his name now. I did not give him that name. The world gave him that. The pastor. That's what they call him now.
Pussy eating pastor.
He is #1 trending topic on Twitter. Wow, so he beat porn stars on Twitter? Oh, that's amazing.
Nigga gotta take some lessons then. He's doing it like that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Just
After
for
a
today.
video that someone claimed to show the pastor. First of all, how did they get that videotape?
That was my main question. We talked about that.
Okay, so oral services to a woman leaked online. So the video is graphic that we are not providing a link. But here's a Twitter search for pastor. So if you want to go find it, don't worry, I already put that in the description. Wink, wink. So you can always.
If you want to find it, people, just hit me up on Facebook. I got it.
Lord, please, y'all, don't blow up my chat. Please don't blow up my Facebook anymore.
I think everyone's seen it at this
point. Go to
point.
mobile, please, y'all. Stop sending me messages. I am not trying to destroy the church. I did not do this.
I am. So send me all the messages that you want. We can do this
and if y'all
together.
need prayer, you got Young Link and you got Minister Sub-Zero. These brothers as well as Ardell. If y'all need prayer, hit them up. Please stop coming at BMT.
Oh, I'm beyond prayer. So
I just do the news. So please, y'all, stop coming at me. So the pastor has worked as a Christian pastor in Tarkana, Texas. Man, Texas has got everything going for nearly 40 years. And if you look at below picture, he is wearing a wedding ring. So we suspect that he is a good pastor married. So I guess it's him. You got that? You know, that's a nice, good Baptist. Pop's telling it like it is, not like it was. According to the online profile, Pastor D. Wilson is the senior pastor of Bible Way Ministries and World Outreach. And Pastor Wilson attended Southwest Bible College and Seminary. Hey, I went to seminary. He says a minister of 32 years.
And look how you turned out.
25 years. Oh, he got tenure under his belt. I'm a motivator and love to see lives transform to the glory of God. But preaching isn't his only job. According to the LinkedIn page, Pastor Wilson also operates a counseling business in Tarkana. Pastor Wilson's family is denying that it is him. And in the video, his daughter told Facebook, sometimes we unknowingly share our name with complete strangers, but that does not mean we share the same mission or faith. I am the daughter of a great doctor, David E. Wilson. And the other David E. Wilson is the man who just so happens to share the same name as him. I believe that's what she would have done at the end of that. So I'm just doing that for you. This video is so graphic that God dang, that video was really graphic because they got like 2 links to it. Okay, so now that we've seen all that, I believe what is done in the dark always comes to the light. Can we agree upon that? So let us find out.
Absolutely.
This was sent to me. Shout out to the person. You know who you is. You my boy. You sent me this. I was like, whoa. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show this. And I believe there's a lot of stuff.
Wait. What are you showing?
Whoa.
Don't show that if that's what you're going to show.
No. I ain't going to show that. But I believe there are some questions. There are some questions.
Nah, he'll get his whole fucking channel shut down for that shit.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so this is something different. So let's talk about it. Ready? All right.
What the hell?
You're trying to fight him.
Dropping F-bombs and everything.
You did the thing that I can do to my wife, and I'm mad with you.
Church folks.
So, everybody got to see that? Did everybody?
Yeah, what was going on?
So what happened? And I'll bring that out to you. The husband of the woman in the video came to the radio station while the talking to confront the pastor that you were in my house. That
Scandalous.
was my wife. And nigga, I'm here to clap at you.
Scandalous, honey.
Scandalous.
I will start it off with the Honorable Sub-Zero. Please, Sub-Zero. I will be playing it as you talk about.
Yeah, my thing is this, man. The church.
I think you might be muted yourself there, Sub-Zero.
Can you guys hear me now?
He's breaking up. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, so church, when someone says they're Christian, they're expected to live a certain way. This guy obviously should be excommunicated. Basically put him sort of a situation where he needs to get his life together. That's number one. Number two,
right.
Question you asked originally: can we build without the church? Okay, boo. In the way we can build, I think you can build with pastors, but I think the way it works is pastor is synonymous with elders. If you read the Greek and
Sub-Zero? I think he just fell out. Hello?
Well, that blows.
Yeah, it was getting good. He was saying some pretty good stuff.
I didn't hear a damn bit of it, but I'm sure he was.
All right, so I'm gonna switch it off with I'm gonna be in the back. I'm gonna put some of y'all guys up here. But that's kind of telling. Young Link, I know you have a lot to say because it's something when the married man comes up there and says, yo, I know a lot of y'all have a lot on y'all mind that y'all want to say some stuff. Let me go ahead and sit myself in the back chat. Zar, oh, there he is. Okay, Sub-Zero, you there?
Yeah. What I was saying was, I apologize. It kicks me off. I don't like Streamlabs in that regard. Yeah, but the thing is, guys, if you really look at a biblical understanding of the way the word reads, it's not the way that we have church today. No one man should hold that office and be lorded over everyone as, you know, the ruler of a church or something. That was actually something that was added in the 3rd or 4th century AD. That's so holding a position where, if you read it, even in Corinthians, it talks about if one of you have a word of instruction. Obviously, a pastor only God's given a word of instruction on Sunday. So obviously, we're not having church the way God intended it through the scriptures. So that's me. I'm a believer. I believe. I'm not trying to destroy the church. That's me. I think there's a lot of good people in the church. No, but a guy like this is going to make thousands of videos. People are going to talk about it. This is why you shouldn't go. Not people like my brother, not people like millions of people that are out in the church, black men that are doing right, loving their wives, not cheating on their wives. It's the guy that this guy's going to make rounds and rounds and rounds because a lot of people have other agendas in the community, namely getting the position of the church. The church has a place as far as the infrastructure within the black community, and it's organized. So the church is going to be the #1 place to receive attacks. But I think this guy needs to be disqualified for being a pastor. Is that? And if that was my wife, I'd whoop his ass. It's real simple. And I would divorce her. But first of all, I would check her first. I would divorce her first, then I would whoop his ass. That's how it would go.
Well, guys, we got that. So, Young Link, or who would like to take it?
Man, this little boy on my lap, man. He on my lap, man. I'm gonna have to take him outside. I'm gonna take him and give him a bath, and I gotta teach class, man. God bless y'all. My channel has actually got a strike I can't say nothing till Saturday. I can't put up a video.
I know.
I can't even add a video to my
I'll be
favorites.
over there.
So
if you want to come over here and do some recordings over here, I'll let you do that, bro. And I'll just
that'd be cool, man. Because they strike me for a video they strike me from a video that's 2 years old. I can't upload nothing right now. So
God dang, boy, I know they're gonna get us later on, Jay. I know they're gonna get us. We on borrowed time. We just got I got you, Sub-Zero, bro. Just hit me up and I got you, fam. So, all right. So who else want to take it from there? That was pretty hot. Hey, that's a man of God right there. He said, hey, that had been my wife. You know what I'm saying? I would jump back in on that. So, how do y'all guys want to take from that? Y'all want to put up the video while y'all talk and discuss this? Like, do y'all feel that maybe we might need to start going without pastors and just start congregating, ushering ourselves, just handling the money? But mind you, the church brings in the most money without question in the Black community.
Well, you already know how I feel about that situation. I mean,
You used to be a Catholic girl, so we already know why you feel like that. So
it's a big old scam. You know what I'm saying? So
y'all hold that thing a scam.
Like
you
I
wear those
said,
Catholic girl outfits?
People hold. I guess they should hold. Now wait. So the pastor was married, and it was a married lady.
Yep.
I guarantee this ain't his first, second, third, or fourth time doing this. So wouldn't that make him an adulterer? And I would also be interested in knowing what he preaches about same-sex relationships as well.
Oh God, I knew that one somewhere down the line.
Because they're fucking hypocrites, Joe. Come on, you know this and I know this. A lot of them are. I'm not going to say all, but a lot of them are very much so hypocrites. They preach, do as I say and not as I do. True. I'm just saying, like, you're cheating on your wife on a regular basis, but what word are you, how can you tell me to live my life holy? When you're living a life of opulence and gaudiness, like, look how he was dressed. Come on now.
That is true. Now, I want to know from the rest of y'all, but this is on y'all. Y'all seen the video? I'm surprised I haven't seen it. And so far, like I said, his wife, she's kind of quiet about it. She's quiet about this. And Ms.
Of course
Wilson,
she is. She's embarrassed.
Maybe she's just like, why did you do me like that? Like, what's going on? I'm just saying, to eat somebody out, to eat out the groceries, that's a huge commitment, bro. That's a huge commitment. I believe grocery eating should be saved for your spouse or whoever you know. This is my ride or die. Booty eating shouldn't be done. We shouldn't be taken lightly. It should not.
I agree.
That's me. That's if y'all don't understand anything from BMT today, I'm not afraid to go down. But I save that special someone. That's for them. Eat booties at your own dismay. That's all I can tell you. Go ahead. Y'all that eat booties, that's on y'all. But E. coli is out there. So be careful.
No one's eating booty right after. Nobody's eating booty right after they take a shit. I'm just saying.
Well, there's some people out there.
This is true.
There are some people out there.
Oh boy.
There's some people out there. Trust me. I've seen some channels where some dudes proudly talk about eating booty.
Oh, wait. Most normal people are not eating the groceries right after, right after the gym. I'm just saying. I
always said I was an expert.
And to be fair, a sweaty puss probably has more germs than an anus.
Jay, shut your ass up. Yo, Link, you can speak now. Jay's done did enough for today. Jay's done enough.
I'm just saying, no need to teach misinformation to the masses. I'm just saying.
A pussy is more germ, more healthy. Do you hear this? You hear this? This is what we got.
I'm just saying,
She's back for one day and she's already talking about which one's more clean, the booty or the pussy.
I don't get my groceries eaten, so
No, that's a shame.
I'd rather
going on. Let me write that down on Friday night talk.
But anyway, moving on.
I mean, you know, I'm always you guys have a standing appointment with me. You know that, right?
Friday night talk.
No, you know what? It's because I prefer other things there for whatever reason. But anyway.
Oh God, Young Link, please save this. Bring this back to us talking.
The best it can.
You still dating that dude? No, I'm joking.
Yeah, it would be a year on the 3rd.
Congratulations. Tell him step his game up. I'm coming for him.
You ain't sucking that ass yet?
Yes, all the time. Anyway, go ahead.
That's what's up.
I was just making a point that I prefer one over the other. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, that's not really for the female enjoyment. We do it because we like that.
Y'all nasty ass.
It ain't for y'all. It's for us.
That is fair to say. That is like that's more of a man type of enjoyment than women.
It really is.
Shouldn't me? Other ladies I've done it to love it.
I think you're right but I think even with just oral sex in general, that's for y'all pleasure.
I feel like there's not going to be a space for me in heaven.
Joe, you can come with me and Mobu.
Oh Lord!
Just can't do it to a pork eater though.
I already know exactly.
Shouldn't me? I do it to everybody.
No, I already know about that.
Oh my God!
So the thing, okay, so
bitch, you don't eat ribs? I ain't fucking with you.
Oh my God!
So,
yes.
This poor kid.
This thing right here with the pastor, the fellatio. I don't even know what the other thing.
Pastor fellatio.
Pastor fellatio.
Wow.
Shut up!
Lord.
Say amen. Can the church say amen?
So,
say amen again.
With all that going on, with all that going on, how can the church bounce back? How can the church bounce back from this? If you want me, I'll put up the video again. Y'all guys, you put in the one. If y'all want me to put the video back up while we talk.
Yeah, what exactly happened in the video, man? I was driving at the time.
So
what was
go ahead. I'll put up the video while you talking.
Well, who was fighting who? What happened?
Well, I guess
the pastor.
Young lady, explain, break it down. Why I put up the video.
Well, basically, so far I noticed is that the husband confronted the pastor. You know,
while he was in the pulpit.
No, this is in that type of radio station.
Okay, I was about to say, you going to hell.
Yeah, it was pretty bad though. So yeah, it was kind of messed up. Like, thing is, like, if I was in this situation, I'd be upset too. I don't know what I would have done, but that's kind of foul though. But
to be fair, I think any man would be upset in this situation, regardless if it was a man of the cloth or I think any man would be upset.
That's your spouse. That's your significant other. That's your other half, and somebody violated that. That shit like tears you. But yeah,
go ahead, young lady. Go ahead.
So okay, I'm sorry, BMT. What was the question you wanted?
So the thing about it is, seeing this happen, there's a lot of things. One, the trust in the church.
Okay.
Because this man, I told y'all, you gotta understand, a pastor has access to people that are mentally or psychologically already damaged.
Right.
So you're learning the nicks and niches of what they like, what they don't like, what stuff to feed into.
Okay.
Okay, that's fair to say. If I know there's a girl and she felt uncomfortable about her body, and I feed that hunger of you're beautiful, you're cute, stuff like that, or I start giving her purpose, she's going to start taking to me.
It's okay. And so you want to know if can the church bounce back, or do we need
do we have to need
pastor?
Right, because we're getting preachers of LA, we're getting pimp pastors, we're getting all types of different people, but the community is not getting any better. And we got to ask the question, but we already know the pastor is the biggest come up if you want to be somebody in the church and if you want to be somebody in the community. Just go be the pastor. And this man, he's like, you did this in my house, my bed, to my woman in front of millions and millions of people, which I'm not going to take. Let me say this. Oh, we're going to talk about that woman because somebody was recording, goddammit. Me and Mo were talking about somebody.
That's why I'm trying to figure out how did that happen. But I answer your question. Okay, based on my perspective, so yes, the church can bounce back, And what people have to feel, what people fail to realize, the church is us. It's the people. Like us, for example, we can have church if we just, we talking about, we exchanging things, we talking about the word of God, and we actually coming up with solutions for impoverished people. Just doing things in the community. That's church. Church don't have to be necessarily a building. So we have to kind of get that straight. But I know traditionally we go to a pastor, deacons, and it's different structure and order. Now with this, this is embarrassing, but this is not the first that happens. Now I do collectively believe that, like, church members, like, say if the pastor, I know especially back in the day, I heard like if pastors did something like this, they would be like excommunicated and would be somebody else stepping up to the plate. But as a pastor, you don't really have to have a title as a pastor to actually lead the gospel of Christ. So as a community, it didn't really have to significantly impact the community in a way, because at the same time, it's up, it's everything is inside us at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And you go back into the Bible when Jesus, when he resurrected from the cross, he had various examples of disciples, going after and going to his teachings and expelling demonic spirits and different things like that, raising the sick, and they actually created leaders based on their examples. So the best to say is this: you don't really need like a pastor's pretty much approval to go ahead to significantly impact the community. I mean, they have that profession, they have that ability sometimes to make necessary connections, but this shouldn't be a huge damage to the community. Only thing is just more like for him personally. But yeah, I mean, they can easily bounce back though. I mean, this all you can do is just you abide by the Lord's laws and his commands, and you just go from there.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we have healthy and we have mobile.
Yo, can I speak on this one?
Yes, mobile. You may speak. But I already know.
Okay. So, well, believe it or not, I'm not. Look. I will commend Sub-Zero. Is that your name?
No, Sub-Zero. No, that's Young Link. This is Young Link right now.
It's Young Link.
I'm sorry, Young Link. I will commend you, young sir, on your commitment to the community via the church, which in its very beginnings, that's what it was supposed to have been. All right, but let's just step back out of that box and look at it from an objective point of view. We as people don't do that shit. We rely on the church for every fucking thing, for our politics, for the way we should feel about other people. It's no longer love. It's do as I do, not do as I say, not as I do. And give me money because we got this building fund that we got to build a new church for, which they never build. That's what's really happening. Now, in a perfect world, in a perfect church where it's supposed to be, you're right. That dude would be excommunicated. Within a week, they'd have a new pastor.
Yeah.
Because the conference will send somebody, right? And things will go, and he'll just be a bad memory. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what's gonna happen. What's going on now is that we got, like Joe said, you wanna come up, the sweetest lick any black man, any black person can have is to become a pastor. Millions upon millions of tax-free money, and they willingly give it to you. Okay.
Right.
So in this, go ahead.
No, y'all two go ahead. But I have a lot of people who are like, they got a lot. They're messaging me. They have a lot to say about this. So everybody, I know, with everybody seeing this video now, like, whoa, this might mean he did do it, because if it was a rumor,
man, the R. Kelly defense is not gonna work here. The whole he looked like me and got my same name.
Yeah, and that's what's in the article. Yeah, he actually did it. But I completely agree. With you. I mean, yes. I mean, it's kind of sad in a way that, yes, especially, African Americans. I mean, I guess this is how we are spiritually, but, we're connected to the church, and we feel like, if church leadership is corrupt, we can't no longer move forward, or we can't think for ourselves. I mean, that's just not the case for everyone, but I'm just saying that's a whole. But I mean, I'm just saying that's not like true Christianity though, in a way though, like,
No, it's not.
I mean, because people at the end of the day don't really a lot of people don't read their Bible and actually apply it. Some people just go to a lot of people just go to church just to say they went, or the fear of not going to hell, all that type of stuff. But they actually don't understand the sacrifices it takes. So I mean, it is kind of sad in a way though. But I can't really sit there and say this is going to really set up the community for failure. It's so many other things that we can do, like that's that played in the factors for us to not really how can I say collectively do things together. But I mean, as a pastor, they do have like a major connection to the community though. But I don't know, man. It's kind of hard though. But
it is kind of hard because again, and I read about it that, like, again, listen, y'all know how many y'all know when I was in seminary school, y'all know how many times I would see some of the guys I knew. They would get text messages during the afternoon, and they would say, "I'll come at 9:30. I'll see you at 10. If you want, I'll take you out to dinner and stuff." And I'm like, dude, you know this person is already fucked up. Like, stop. Like, come on, dude. And
so I have a question.
Yes, Heathen. Go ahead.
If he wasn't a man of the cloth, so to speak, will we be talking about it?
No.
Actually, no, because that's funny. No, because people do this on a day-to-day basis. If a rapper done this, we might talk about it, but we'll keep moving forward. But we just put a lot of emphasis, and we feel like like I said, as pastors, they upheld the community, and they supposed to be upheld a higher standard.
Exactly.
So when Christians make bad mistakes like this, you got a lot of people too that don't really. They're very, I won't say apprehensive, but they just have a negative expectation of Christians anyway. So they love to see stuff on the news, when Christians do something crazy because it contradicts what they believe and all that stuff. And so it kind of proves people's theory that, oh, wow, y'all don't really study the Bible. So why should I follow you? Like all this Christian stuff is just BS. So just answer your question. If he was someone else, like an attorney or something, nobody wouldn't care really.
Not in the least bit.
I think the thing about it is because of the history of the pastor and the people, Jay. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, was there some other controversy with him, or I know you looked it up
on the controversy?
No. I think the thing about it was because he got, like I said, when I brought up his resume of his tenure of hang on, let me make sure I put it up for you guys. I don't want y'all to think I'm shooting off the dome.
No, but history meaning, has he had any other like illicit activities?
Not that it's come up. I think somebody did this for a reason. Somebody did this for a reason. I
mean, if it was only him and her in the room, one of them had the camera. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out, like who recorded it.
Here's the thing. I think she did it.
Maybe.
I think she did it.
Yeah. I mean, he should have been screwing around on his wife, and he wouldn't have had that problem, right?
He could have told her.
Here's what I will say. I'm gonna say this, and let's play the hypothetical game. So let's say it like this: he promised this chick that I'm gonna leave my woman and let you be the new head. It's happened before in the church. This is happening. So he promised her something, he didn't come through. Okay, so you're gonna do this for me?
Maybe she was supposed to be the choir director.
No, you gotta understand he has authority. Some people want authority real bad in the church. Y'all don't think people don't be fighting in church? Y'all don't think
they do.
Oh, I know they do.
They got a whole goddamn Tyler Perry sitcom in it. So you gotta understand that happened, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna get back at you. And his marriage, that man and that woman probably marriage was already on the rock. So guess what? She recorded that. She dropped that in Pornhub. Well, Pornhub. If it was in Pornhub or SNS, nobody would give a damn. She put that where everybody knows it. She put that on the goddamn church website.
I was about to say she probably put it on the church website.
Because if it was on Pornhub, I probably would have jerked off to that thing and not even give it.
Oh my god!
I'd be like, this is some normal shit. Go back to big titty booty midget. Like
that's like Nigerian porn. What is this crap?
Yeah, like what is this crap? This shit wouldn't even faze me. Like I'm sorry, but y'all gospel porn be so boring. Like nobody gives a shit to watch y'all. Y'all shit is the least watch. So she had to put that somewhere where people are like, oh my gosh, like what is this?
Do you know that the part of the country that watches the most porn is in the Bible Belt?
Yes. Yes, that is true. Okay. What did you?
And it's usually like girl on girl. I think it's the highest. Girl on girl and ebony.
It's not. It's going to be. Well, yeah, it is gay. Gay porn. As
no,
much
it's
as
girl on girl and ebony and
the
gay
interesting
porn.
thing, as much as Christians complain about gay porn, that is the most looked up porn is gay porn.
That is the truth, especially in the Bible Belt. Look it up.
I don't know why, but but then again, hey.
Oh, I know why. But anyway,
shut up.
Can I say a quick thing? People often ask me, how can you make these vids, right, with your face showing? Aren't you ashamed? I'm like, look, if anybody, especially in the church, sees my movies, the question should be asked is, what the fuck were they doing on that website? Instead of, what are you doing
we
that
all
for?
know you do porn. Yes. Congrats, ladies and gentlemen. Mobile has to stunt on us. Congratulations, Mobile. You get to do porn.
I'm not trying to stunt.
Congratulations.
I'm not trying to stunt. I'm making a point.
Because you probably jerked off to his porn before.
I've never seen it. Yeah. And I've looked twice, and I haven't seen it yet. So I have not seen it before.
Because I haven't given you the link, you knucklehead.
Oh, where's the link?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know that.
All right, so
poor young Link is like, what the hell did I walk in on?
I'm kind of speechless now, but what do you say, BMT?
So the thing about it is, he's been so Jay, he's been doing this for 40 years. You gotta understand, he got a resume.
What, eating pussy?
Being a minister, yeah.
So
now he was he a pastor? I think he was a pastor in Texarkana for like 32, but he did ministry for like 40.
What kind of ministry was he doing?
I don't know.
So he's been a pastor for 40 years.
Yeah.
So we suspect he was a good pastor. They suspect.
I'm sure he was a good pastor. He did home visits and everything.
Yeah, no, he actually has. He's been doing that for over 25 years. He's been doing home visits.
Oh, he's been eating pussy for 12. Oh, okay.
So
home ministry. Oh man,
he was doing ministry, all right.
Now ministering, y'all gotta understand. A minister actually, they maneuver and travel. Like ministers travel, evangelists travel. Pastors, they're stationary mostly. They're more so stationary. But you send ministers, which he was doing. They more so are the people who go door to door or go to different places and stuff. So when
like the J Dubs, yeah.
Yeah. So he's been a motivator, and also shut up. Yeah, I can't. See, this is why
I heard something completely different.
So that's it. If y'all
want you come to church for the next 3 weeks, I'm gonna eat your cuda.
So he's been motivating a lot of his members. Yeah. Again, the thing about it is
motivating.
So let me get healthy. Healthy, what do you guys say about this, man? What do you guys say?
I don't know what to say, man. This is crazy. This is beyond me, man.
What is it, healthy? Is it above you now? Is it above you now?
I mean, there's a few things I can say about this. Men that go to these churches with their wives and shit, y'all need to realize the power that these pastors be having on y'all in relationships.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They pretty much got your wife, girlfriend, fiance, whomever mind literally in their back pocket. So anything they say, they can break y'all up. They can get your wife not to have sex with you. They can get your girlfriend not to suck your dick.
They can get your wife to kick out your stepson.
They can do a whole 9 yards with your family. So black men need to be aware of that shit.
Your tongue can't move this fast.
So
and they can take your wife.
So healthy.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Hide your daughters or your sons. Eddie Long, like boys.
Eddie Long stroke. Eddie Long stroke.
Why did y'all see that as a trap? His name was Eddie Long. That was a whole trap.
Well, that's just
like for real.
Eddie
and Peter Popoff.
Right.
And Peter Popoff. That dude's last name is Popoff.
They're really so open about it.
Hey. Wow. Hey, BMT.
What's up, brother?
So, yeah, it is. I kind of agree with healthy way a little bit, but I mean, of course, that's not all. We know that that's not all pastors.
Right, we know that's not all of them.
Yeah, we know that, but the church, it's just because I did a video about this last night and about Pastor Dave Wilson. I mean, it is a shameful thing, and I was kind of defending him a little bit the way that he can really bounce back. He can bounce back. Like the only way he can do that is like first he has to like confess what he has done and to God, and he has to repent, and then he has to make apology to his congregation. And not do that type of stuff again. And he has to have like somebody in his corner to help him to not get into temptation like that, because it does come with a lot of power and women like that, when you have the ability to attract a large congregation. I'm pretty sure he has success over the years, but how many times though you keep hearing this, it's just a sad thing though, man. And then I kind of see why people, like I said, don't take the church serious. And then it just turns people away from actually receiving the truth and the good news of God. But yeah, it's this kind of disappointing, though, man.
I want to.
And then you got people like that. It's Matthews, who's a cussing preacher. It's just crazy, man. So I just.
I actually have sympathy for you there, young. I feel a little sorry for you there, man.
No, don't feel sorry for me. No. Listen. Don't feel sorry for me. I'm not down and out of this because. I mean, I know the mission that God has for me, but because this stuff gonna have to pass, I understand that you're gonna have like false prophets, and the Bible talks about that. It's just that it's kind of sad. It's just kind of sad when you hear about this, like people who exercising your faith is doing like just keep falling traps of the devil. Like it's just crazy, like but it is what it is.
So what about you? What about you, Jay? What do you have to say?
They keep
about what? Just I mean, I think
you think he can bounce back?
I mean, you know how I feel about organized religion as a whole. I mean, are you talking about what in regards to what Healthy said, or?
Check your Facebook, or I'll send it to your phone.
Huh? Hello?
All right, I'm back. Yep, I got Healthy now. All right, everybody just got the link. There we go.
This thing tripping.
Okay. Yeah, I know it kicks you out. Are you asking me a question in regards to what Healthy said?
Okay, no. Okay, so Young Link says, and I was also telling another guy that I had to go get I got to go get my boy Zardel, the warrior of God. Warrior of God. Now, Young Link says the pastor can bounce back. Me, yeah. I think he's gonna still be there.
I mean, all of these big time pastors have bounced back from controversies. So I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't. I mean, people love a good scandal for starters. B, like, look at Eddie Long. They didn't even believe them boys, so he lost no money. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, and I'm gonna say not all, so don't at me and stay out of Joe's inbox with this. But it's almost like, I mean, Christians are some of the most hypocritical motherfuckers on the planet.
Real talk.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, on one hand, they would judge, they judge people for living that are outside the church that live an alternative lifestyle. But on the other hand, they condone adultery and you know what I mean, and abuse. Because I mean, there's plenty of women that are getting abused by their husbands. This is another topic, but there are plenty of women that get abused by their husbands, but they're told to stay with their husband and work it out. But they're getting their ass beat every night.
That's going to be a topic
every night.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah, that's
Young Link.
That's actually nope. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that on another podcast. But that's actually kind of deep though.
But it's but my point is, it's almost like you could do everything in a church except be gay.
Yeah.
Well, that anymore. In Georgia, there's a gay pastor and a gay.
Yeah, I mean, a gay pastor. There's 990,535,000 churches in Georgia, so there's one gay pastor. Big fucking whoop. I'm just saying, like, in general, you can do everything in the church except be gay. Please tell me where I'm wrong.
Man, we all need to choir.
Murderers, adulterers, drug addicts. Who else goes? I mean, come on.
Are you going for the concept as like, come as you are, like, if somebody that regularly goes to church, but he's fornicating, like, he having sex before marriage and all this stuff. He doing,
as long as it's with somebody of the opposite sex.
if you're not gay, oh, you good? We're
right,
okay.
exactly. If you're fucking every little hot thing that walk through the church, you're good. Well, just don't fuck another boy.
I get what
in order for your church to be proper,
I'm strictly like in the Bible because God says every sin is a sin.
I know the Bible, but that's why I said it. So that's why I said that they're hypocritical because they cherry pick the Bible.
In order for your church to be prosperous, it has to drop its standards.
Because, like I said, I go to church every Sunday, so I know how it is, man. But so some churches operate. But
to give you a little background, the reason I became agnostic, the reason I left the church is because the more I started learning about the Bible, and this is just for me, the more I learned about the Bible, the more I realized that it was bullshit. You have these churches out here. You have these churches out here that are excess. For that pastor's probably driving around excess. Is that not in the Bible? Is that it's against excess?
So
that's what I'm saying. You're committing the other 6 sins, and that's okay. Right. Like I said, you could do everything else in church. You could drive around and have fancy clothes, expensive cars, this, that, and the third. Fuck other women. You could just do everything, but don't be gay. That's what I'm saying about like the hypocrisy. So, in other words, to answer the question, yes, he will be fine. They don't care. You know what I mean? Everyone will live to see another day. Oh yeah, just go to counseling by another assistant pastor in the church, and everyone's gonna forget about it, and he's gonna go and fuck the next chick that rolls through. That's what's gonna happen. He's a piece of shit. But no, they don't care.
Yeah. Well, I look at it like this. I won't say they don't care. This is just me for the congregation. I won't say they don't care. It's just for the average person that's starting to know God. Because at the same time, on average, people probably don't have as much knowledge as what the pastor does as far as the Bible.
That's bullshit.
A lot of pastors know that. No, some. I'm just saying some, not all. But they just feel like because he's a man in a position, they feel like, okay, well, whatever he say, we're gonna have to do. Like, we're just gonna have to, defend him, do all this stuff, because he's giving us the word. But if as a congregation, if you know a pastor that's like kind of corrupt like this, I mean, the best way you can do is, like, of course, pray for him, and maybe you might have to remove yourself from that church, but still educate yourself in the Bible. Because I just really feel like, because I completely understand what you're saying. Because when I study the Bible and started applying it, and you go to church, you've seen some people that's not doing it, and it's just like, I kind of want to help and educate them, in a way. So I just feel like, for the congregation's sake, for Pastor David Wilson and his church, congregation just need to come together, man, and just like, if they don't try to like excommunicate him, or just like, hey, you got to repent from your ways and stuff like that, or rebuke him, then they just gonna have to collectively come together and still start their own stuff and continue God's mission. You know what I'm saying? You can't just stop it because of one
But on the
person.
other hand, this might be a power move because you might get more people going to the church because more chicks want to find out about that tongue action. That's what I'm saying about the hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, I want him. I'm going to get to know the pastor too. Because let's be real. A lot of these women, they don't care if the pastor is married or whatever. They still going to try. They still going to come in there with that little tight slutty dress that they should be wearing to the club and not church and try to holler. Come on now.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's a big ass hypocrisy.
Well, I'm just saying it's sad because that's just the way the world.
So he might be getting more money in the collection plate.
Yeah, and that's.
I will say this. I will say now the thing about it is this. Do I want to see the church gone? No. BMT never wants to see the church gone because I understand some people need that, for healing. Some people just need that type. It gives some people purpose.
Yes.
Now, I will say that I want to return to the question of the position. And when you know that people are, especially the community, is already in a fragile state. Everybody already knows that, hey, man, when it comes to politics, who do they go talk to? The pastor. When it comes to children and any kind of issues, heck, that man has that position has a lot of weight in the black community. And some people don't even be religious. And whenever they do social justice movements, guess who they go through? The church.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah. So it does have a lot of weight. Now, the thing about it is, and some people, y'all ask the question, and I listen, why would it be a big deal? And I said simple, because you got to think, for a long time, this guy, he's supposed to have a position that doesn't take sides with either the state or personal. It's supposed to be like self-sacrificing, So it's something like if Jay were to be down on her luck, she should be able to go. She's supposed to be able to go to the church and say, "Hey, like I messed up, Father. Could I get help?"
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that no more. It's not, and sadly, but I don't believe any church will be acting about tax returns. I don't think any men. I'm firmly again. Listen, I never forget the one time a pastor showed up to my house to talk to my wife, and it was 10 o'clock at night.
And what is a pastor talking to your wife about at 10 o'clock at night?
They're not supposed to do that.
The fuck I wanted to know.
Did somebody die? Was somebody bleeding?
And she was like, "Can I help you?" He said, "Oh, I came by to talk, to see if you're okay, and I know that you are upset. So I just came by."
Did he call first?
Nope.
He just showed up unannounced.
Showed up
at 10 o'clock at night.
10 o'clock at night.
Then you're not supposed to do that.
And that's what she said. Oh, okay. She said, "Joe." Yeah, I'm coming out of the room, stumbling into my drawers and shit. What do you want? He's like, "The pastor came to talk to me." I said, "Oh, bring his ass on in." I said, "What you need?" "Oh, I came to pray for her." Well, that's crazy. How would you pray for her without me? I'm the head of the household. So
for her, he didn't ask. He didn't ask if you were home or if he could come. If you could come to the door or anything like that.
Right. Yeah. Like I'll tell you
what. For the family.
He said, "Well, she sounded like she was distraught." I said, "Well, shouldn't the women have came to do that? Why would you come? Why would you come?" I said,
back then, that's what they used to do.
Well, I will say this, and like I was saying, to learn more I learned about the Bible. I will say this because I studied with the Jehovah's Witnesses for a while, and that's actually where I learned most of the stuff about the Bible. They don't go to home Bible studies, like unless it's like a woman with a woman. If there's a man in the house, they bring a man with them.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. That's the thing about. I asked him the question. I said, "Why would a man go see a woman?" Y'all understand what I'm saying? Why would a man?
Because it's in the Bible, and that's my whole point. That's literally in the Bible, saying that you're technically. That's why it's funny how a lot of Christians, and I'm gonna say it again because people hate when I say, "Well, not all," but Christians get upset with Muslims when in reality, a lot of the stuff that Muslims do are more in touch with the literal interpretation of the Bible.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Basically saying they don't pick and choose what.
Right.
Exactly. And that's the problem I have. You can't just go with.
I mean,
so
far, I mean, I didn't experience any type of thing like that, but because I know, they say, for instance, a pastor want to pray from family and stuff. Usually they always ask for testimonies and stuff like that in the church, and you talk about what you've been through, or we privately talk to the pastor and we actually get that request. I just think in his sense, he probably did.
The only time the pastor is showing up at 10 o'clock at night is if somebody. The only time I've seen the pastor that late at night is when somebody died.
Yeah, in a hospital or something. Yeah.
Right. Well, like I said, when my grandfather passed, he was in his house, and the pastor came to the house, and it was like 11:30 at night.
I would give. And see, the thing about it is, first of all, because
it's just crazy though.
No, but see, the thing about it. Let me say this. First of all, that man who showed up to my house, I said, "Listen,
as a Christian, I still understand. Like I said, affirm myself, like what I need. What's the whole purpose of Christianity, though? But
no, you're fine. You're fine with that, yo. You fine with that, brother. I'm not referring that, but I'm saying with that type of position, you gotta understand. You have in that you gotta understand with that type of position, you have responsibility. Okay, just like I have responsibility as a father and the head of a household. I'm never gonna go to a woman's house at a certain time, like certain hours. It's fucking.
And that's even just in a casual relationship. You know what I'm saying? So, like
exactly. And that's the thing about it. That's the thing about like she said, "Joe, I didn't." She said, "Let me say this in front of the pastor. I didn't tell you to come over here this time of night." So she said that in front of me. I said, "So your move, pastor." Now, mind you, she only went to a church a few times. She said, "Well, why did you come with your wife?" See, now the ball, because now we got to call your first. Now we got to go call the first lady. And again, not every Christian does this. This is when people are operating doing their own doggone Jason Bourne shit. So, of course, my wife's going to call his wife. She's like, oh, how you doing, first lady? Oh, how you doing? Everything all right? Yeah, your husband's over here. Really? He's over there. What's he doing over here? He came by to see me. Oh, I didn't come by to see her like that. I came by to pray for her. Now you got to defend that to the first lady, because the first lady said, well, I should have gone. See, and that's what. And the first lady said, I should have gone over there with you. We should have did it as a couple.
Right.
Now, and you got to understand, because I would never go over if Mobile and Jay were married. I would never go over there to say I should be going to see the head of the household.
But that's what I'm saying. I live alone, and we're just friends, and you showed up to my house at 11 o'clock at night.
No. Too much could be said. Too much could be said. Too much could be interpreted from that. You gotta understand. You're coming from a moral high ground. Show me where. I always go by the Jesus example. Show me where Jesus went to a woman's house at night. Hell, he didn't even go to Nicodemus' house at nighttime. He was outside. Nicodemus came and found him.
What about Mary Magdalene?
I got you with that.
Mary Magdalene was already there.
Exactly. Oh, okay. Mary Magdalene was already there, and
I was kind of being facetious. But
no. We got you with that. But see, Mary Magdalene, Jesus was talking with other men. Mary Magdalene was already there. The thing about it was, she was the only one who actually provided. In their culture, the guests, you're supposed to actually treat the guests like either make sure that they're clean, make sure that they're got food and stuff. She took her perfume and her stuff, because she was a prostitute. She took her colognes and her perfumes and stuff and washed his feet. Now the men found that was egregious, because a woman was touching an unmarried woman was touching an unmarried man. Okay, so some people said, well, Jesus didn't. No, the men found that bad, but Jesus said, listen, y'all were supposed to do this. She's doing this. Right? Y'all can shut the hell up. Because the same guys that y'all talking trash about her, how many of y'all were going by her house at that time? Oh, not me, Lord, not me. Oh, not. Oh, so now y'all get quiet now. Trust me, I know. I'm Jesus. I know. You were there.
Hey guys, I gotta go.
All right, Mobile.
But thanks for including me. I'll get up with you on a later date. Thanks for this.
Right. And the thing,
all right.
And the thing about it, I just want to say, and I get what Young Link is saying, and I get what Jay is saying, because y'all are nobody under no circumstance. The thing about it is, I have no issue, neither does Young Link. We can talk about the church and the Bible, but the thing about it is, like Jay is saying, you can't pick and choose what scriptures you want to use for a convenience. Well, we're living in the New Testament. Okay, that doesn't mean the Old Testament is gone. That doesn't mean it's gone, because that's still God's word. And then if you're a Christian, God's word doesn't never diminish. Whether it's been old or new, it's still the word. But the same thing goes vice versa. These kind of predicaments are very messy. Can the church bounce back? Yes. Can their church get over that? I would possibly say yes. If he would go ask for forgiveness, if he would have another pastor take over for him, and he just goes to being like a teacher or something like that, it's going to hurt for a while, because one, his wife, regardless of what we think, his wife has to do a majority of the healing. Does that make sense, Jay?
Yeah.
Because
that's the thing. From what you were saying earlier, that this was, I don't know were we just making an assumption, but this ain't his first time.
And I feel like that's why she's quiet, because she's like, fuck. I knew one day.
He seemed like he was real comfortable. I'm just saying.
I feel like sometimes a woman knows. That's just me. I feel like sometimes a woman knows.
But you know what I mean by comfortable? Like, that wasn't his first time with that woman.
Right.
Yeah.
I just think that he finally got caught. And that's why I said what I said about about maybe they were having issues on both sides, and the woman, listen, when women want to get back at you, they'll get back at you.
Because for all we know, that could have been last year.
So she probably was holding on to
or
that.
he was paying her every week and stopped paying her. Ooh, scandal. I'm just making shit up, but hey, it happened.
But that's why Young Link said you wouldn't go over there. Yeah, I promise. I would never see Young Link going over to a married woman's house around 11 o'clock at night.
But I don't think yourself or Young Link would be going over any woman's house at 11 o'clock at night unless you were involved with them. Or if it was a family member.
No, listen, y'all barely can get me. Places you catch me out at nighttime, Walmart, Waffle House.
Well, you heard the first question I asked you when you said that the pastor stopped by. Did somebody die?
Yep.
That's the only time it would be appropriate for a pastor, especially, to be over someone's house at that time of evening.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially without his wife. It's like, okay, the person died, they ran out, wife was asleep, whatever. They ran out to do the last rite or whatever. That would be probably the only time that it would be appropriate for a pastor to be out without his wife at a woman's home. Let's just assume, for intents and purposes, like a single woman's home. Let's just say it was that. Like that to me would literally be the only time.
And I think that's why I say that sometimes, for all safe purposes, especially with the climate of allegations, protect your neck. Sometimes the best thing you got to do, literally, is just, hey, meet me at a public setting. Yes. I know a guy. He's a pretty cool minister. Whenever he want to talk to people, where he meets you at? Barnes and Noble.
Starbucks.
Yep, Starbucks. It's like he meets you at like bistros and Barnes and Noble. And
it makes sense to me. Like that makes, especially where, you know what, and this is coming from a feminist who, in this Me Too era, people have to be careful of stuff like that.
Yep. I mean, the one that make you both.
But that would also make me more. Yeah, that would make me more comfortable. I mean, even when you go out on dates, like when I go out on dates, I want to meet you at a public place. I mean, it's harder to kidnap you.
My house can be a public place also.
Yeah, but you understand the person at their house got the upper hand.
How can your house be a public place? I don't know what you got in your house. Who said that your house could be a public place? You said that, Joe?
Yeah, just
boy.
Yeah, they like, huh? Yeah, she's like, huh?
No, but the thing is, though, Joe, this man, Dave Wilson, should have known that, though. Like,
40 years in, you think you would know that by now.
I'm just like,
he probably thought he was untouchable, though.
If you know that you're gonna get caught up, it's a possibility you're gonna get caught up. I just felt like I said, it's probably not the first time he done it, and I just think that this is just like a lesson that needs to be, that he needs to learn. And God pushes us to do these things. Like, God doesn't tempt you because he's not tempted by evil. So it's probably his own desire to do that. And to the fact that God was like, hey, I would like to use you, but hey, you falling off track, and he got exposed. It could be that he could take it in that sense, or I don't know. Even if the congregation do forgive him and he still become a pastor, he's still gonna have to answer to what he done if he truly doesn't turn away from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and that's the scary part of it, though, because don't get me wrong, like Christians and pastors, they are, you know what I'm saying, they're human beings. We know that. We have flaws, but we still trying to upheld and be perfect like Christ, you know. But this is why I stated in my last video yesterday about the situation that we cannot be governed by the flesh. Apostle Paul talks about this in Romans, the importance of being governed by the Spirit, you know, which equates to life and peace, because the flesh is wanted. The flesh is hungry. The flesh is always going to evil, desires to do little evil things, and it just takes you away from the Holy Spirit. And I just felt like he just, like I say, he got caught up and the cards didn't play on his side, and here it is.
Okay, what if he was doing that to a man?
What do you mean if he was doing it to a man? Like, will we still be talking about it?
He wouldn't be doing that to a man, Jay.
No, what if he was doing that to a man? Would do you feel that his church or whatever will be preaching forgiveness? And obviously, we're just going on assumption.
He would be out of that church so quick.
Okay,
that's my point, Joe.
He would be out of that church.
Okay, let me say this. So, do we know for sure that his congregation right now is actually advocating for forgiveness right now?
We're just basing it on assumptions.
Well, the fact that here's the thing about it.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead, Joe.
Okay, so here's the thing: the fact that one, if it was 120% that, because whenever you get in trouble, the deacons and the people, like the heads of the church, they would already call you for it, right? And they would automatically say, okay, did you do that? And if you say no, then depending on the loyalty, they're going to be like, well, you got to go do damage control. And if he's like denying it and they're not sitting him down, which, mind you, this happened a few days ago. It only takes about a week to go replace you. Well, it takes about worst case scenario, it takes a month. That's just somebody dies.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah,
but for the foremost, like Jay said, listen. One pastor I knew, he got caught getting his back blown out. That man was gone within 2 days. Like it was like it was gone. Like nobody knew why they replaced him. All they said was, pastor's tired, and he stepped down. He didn't say what he stepped down for. He just stepped down, and a new pastor took place. I mean, they didn't even have time to give him a goddamn going away dinner. So when I say they want to replace you, they will replace you. The church in itself is its own government, and the thing about it is, when pastors want to come out about, like, listen, either the church can handle it or not. The fact that he knew that nobody was going to realistically buck against him, because the thing about it is, ain't nobody in the church confronting him about that. Because now, let's be honest, if that church was really serious, then I would be asking, well, hey, that nigga came by and saw my wife Jay when I was at work. Jay, we need to talk. You see what I'm saying? Because now I want to know, if you did that to Minister Lake's wife, then you came by and saw my wife. Then that would mean all the other men should be doubting him. All the other women would be questioning him.
And I'm glad that you brought that up too, Joe, because I'm thinking because in my situation, if I was, like I said, the head of the church or the deacon or something like that, yes, I would advocate for him. Of course, I'll forgive him at heart, but I would advocate for him. So, like, you might need to go to a different location, because that's just for the safety of other people in the congregation. You see what just happened in the video, that the man, the husband, got upset and was trying to hurt him and stuff. So, well, who knows? He tried to go to the church and do something like different family functions, different things. I mean, it's just not. It's really not a good place, and it's going to be toxic because what he just planted the seed in. So
right, I would honestly, and I get what you're saying, and to be fair, honestly, for that church's safety and his family's safety, brother Wilson, listen, man. If you hear this video, you can hear from Jay's side, you can hear from my side, and Young Link's side. Young Link brings up a good point. Step down for your safety of your congregation. Listen, man. People have done things when people are angry and they're dealing with a lot. This brother could be getting teased. Listen, people know how to say things to people, insult their wounds. And sometimes it ends with violence. The best thing you can do is just get your family. Yeah. Leave it be. How do I know this? There was a woman. Same thing happened with another. Y'all heard about that story about the minister who slept with a female in the church, and she came to the pastor's house, killed the pastor, and shot the first lady. Y'all heard that story? That was a story that happened back a few months ago. But I'm letting you know, people aren't playing with these ministers. Another pastor has slept with the member's daughter and wife. That husband came there, and he got them both pregnant. Yeah. That man came there and shot that pastor dead in his chest right at the church, in front of the whole congregation. I just want y'all to know, just because you're a man of God, don't mean those bullets ain't going to prosper from that barrel.
Right. Well, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And I feel like this is too, like, it's You covered thy neighbor's wife. This is why God gave these commandments.
Yeah. That's a big no.
Okay, I'm back.
And that's one of the hugest thing. You see what happened. Well, David didn't get killed, but you see what happened. When David, what he did in the Bible and stuff like that with Bathsheba. So like he was exposed, and he had to do a lot, man, to really be taken serious, man, especially in the eyes of God. But it's just a dangerous territory that he's playing against. It's like you playing with fire, man, and expecting not to get burned. But it's but the sum this all up though, BMT, if we could send this video to him, if I was him, like I said, I won't go into isolation, but I would kind of like, if you still have aspirations to be a pastor, that's cool, go to a different church, but at the same time, you might have to lay low, apologize, get it right, man, and just get back right, God, and just figure out, your weaknesses, and just not, try not to be consumed by them again. That's the best thing he can do.
Right, Jay. What we were saying was, because this man was willing to come, to the radio station to do harm to him.
Now refresh my memory. Who was at the radio station? That was the pastor, or that was the
no. That was the man. That was the man's. That was the man. That was the woman's husband.
That was on the radio.
That came to the radio station to go after to get the pastor.
Okay, and the pastor was at the radio station.
Yeah, he was there. So that means he's pretty much keeping track of where his pastor's going.
Now, I will say this, and it's just obviously we're not just talking about men of cloth. His issue is with his wife, not with the pastor.
Thank you, Jay. Somebody. Y'all hear that? Mind you, Jay's keeping 120%, but I said that. I said that. Jay, go ahead.
His issue, and I say that in any situation, it's like you see that all the time when like the girl goes after the other girl. No, the issue is with your man, not with the other woman. I mean, there are some cases where, you know what I mean, like that could be a possibility that, maybe there's a reason that, the girl, whatever. But 9 times out of 10, the issue is with your man or your woman. And it's the same thing goes like, and I know we've talked about this, like with text messages and phone calls, like when people are going through your significant other phone and all of this stuff, nothing's gonna keep a man except a man that wants to be kept. Nothing's gonna keep a woman except a woman that wants to be kept. Period.
Facts. I agree.
True.
Only thing
so him going after the pastor, like, for what? For what?
It could be that kind of thing. I'm just saying from the male's point of view, I completely understand what you're saying.
It's probably an ego thing. From the male's point of view, it's an ego thing. Nothing more, nothing less.
But no, it's probably his pride. Like I said, and he probably like, damn, like how you just violate, what I'm saying, me and stuff like that. But that's probably what it is. So it's just out of anger, though.
But it is. But my thing is this. This is my thing, and like this is what I was saying, Jay. Your link was here. You missed it. I was saying this. If this man is already not thinking logically, right? Because they already said it in the audio. Listen, just call the police. You came here to a gospel radio station and started tearing. Mind you, radio station that's airtime. That's thousands or thousands of dollars of equipment.
Right now, you're messing up their money.
Now you're messing up their money. So they're like, no, you ain't gonna mess up our money. So he's already incoherent to logic right now. So
they
now
acting like they acting like they on Hot 93.7 or something.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But listen, they can get a check, they're gonna get it. So now you already are messing up your paper, buddy. And I get it. Listen, man. Y'all brothers, y'all women, I want y'all to hear me. You're BMT. Let me put on my camera for y'all. If that person cheats, leave them. They're not worth your freedom. They're not worth your mindset. They're not worth you messing up your livelihood or you possibly going to jail. If you kill,
I will say this much. I mean, if you decide you're gonna work it out and you work it out and you move forward. You don't go and confront the other person.
Right. But I'm saying, and the thing about it is, and I agree with Sub-Zero. Like some people say, well, I'm gonna go beat up that person. Okay, so you beat up that person. You think that the world or the law is gonna forget that? Like,
and what's that gonna prove? You're gonna beat up that person, and guess what's gonna happen? The same man is gonna go and cheat with that, or woman, whatever, is gonna go and cheat with that person.
So, I mean, but by beating up But okay, because that's the thing about it. I don't think y'all understand how it works when it comes to cheating. Just because you beat up that one person, you run up that one person, does not mean that, listen, now you're going to always have to watch over your back. Because now you don't know if they're going to go do it again. Or that probably confirms, like, yo, I got to get away from this crazy person. Like, I know females that literally their man did some egregious stuff. Minute he get locked up, guess what she did? Hey, what up, man? Hey, don't be calling me. You know your man crazy as hell. Oh, he locked up. Yeah, he attacked Daquan, so they locked him up. He in jail for 90 days. She about to have a goddamn summertime. Now you lost your freedom. Now you can't go get a job. Mm-hmm. Listen, I also told the pastor, listen, if you got that kind of smoke going on, listen, bro, you might need to go sit down with that man, sit down with his wife and your wife. Y'all two, y'all don't have to do that in front of the church. That's between y'all four. Y'all sit down with y'all families, y'all talk about it, and you say, hey, I apologize. If you got to pay him a grievance pay of like probably $4,000 or $5,000, whatever. And you say, hey, man, I ain't going to bother you. You don't need to bother me. We move on. That's it. Move on. I see now why some people just go gay, but ain't nobody ever confronts the gay people. They just, oh, okay, shit, he's gay. Get out. All right, cool. But don't lose your freedom. And I promise you, that dude, he'll probably be in the news soon enough. We'll probably be doing content on him. He's for going to jail. Black men, you got to think better than this, man. If she going to cheat, she going to cheat. If he going to cheat, he going to cheat. That just is what it is. But we're going to wrap it up. We're beating a dead racehorse. And, you know, I got to showcase the channels. So let me go ahead and showcase the channels.
I love that Mary, man.
I like this song. Well, guys, if you enjoyed the content that was done today at the collab with an amazing, I just say everybody was amazing. You want more of that? Let us know. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the feedback. Hell, let us know on Facebook. But don't be saying we don't hate for Facebook stuff. Like, come on, man. I usually don't even see it. Half the time I delete it. So, but you can go over to my boy, Young Link Jr., where he covers topics, politics, religion, spirituality, economic growth, and more, and movie reviews, all on Young Link Jr., where you can catch him, you get the latest feedback. Also, along with that, my boy, my brother, Sub-Zero 3639, where he talks about the whole platter of things that Black people should strive for in Black excellence, as well as education and self-development. Shout out to my lucky co-host that stuck it out with me, Ms. Jay. You know what I'm saying? Jay,
Jay has been sick. So Jay, you know, I'm trying.
Yes, Jay has my baby, she's been sick. She's been sick. So I let her rest. I let my baby rest. I love Jay too much. I don't work her too hard. She be peeping on my shows. I try to do 1 or 2 shows so that way she has something to watch while she's at work.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
So I try to. That's what. If y'all want to know what am I driving for, I try to do as many shows.
Plus people that work during the day.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. Majority of our shows we do on BMT Unfiltered go over to BMT, and it's funny because when we go back to BMT, people go to BMT Unfiltered and watch those shows like, hey, where all these shows came from? Oh, we did a whole pattern of these shows so long ago, but
yeah,
you know, it be cracking me up. It'd be cracking. I always enjoy doing my shows with my friends and my people, you know, and my colleagues. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to get Zardell on here, but I guess
you got to do more of the car talks with Melissa. Those are funny.
Oh, the car talks? Oh, God. Melissa be driving me crazy. I be halfway insane with them. But
yeah.
If y'all enjoy me doing it with Miss BMT, I'll definitely talk to her about doing some more of them. She does keep it balanced for the females. She's very fair. We've also been doing reaction videos. So if y'all got some takes or stuff that y'all want me and Mrs. BMT to react to and go over, we'll definitely do that. She be more critical than me, but she be straightforward, man. But you know, I rock hard and heavy with her. Like I said, I had somebody literally said, BMT, you don't give a damn about kids. And I said, damn, majority of my videos are with kids. So,
but you got like 800 kids.
I'm like, goddamn, I'll be the okay, I guess.
I did see that still video you made. I haven't seen that show in a long time, man. I remember that in the 90s.
Hey, man, like Smart Guy, that was a show, bro.
Yeah, bro, that was crazy.
Like I said, brother.
I missed it. That's an interesting comment.
Which one?
He said I would have shot him and then I would have told him that I thought he was raping my wife.
God damn, he planned it all out.
He already right. He's like,
yeah, but the thing is, but see, that's my thing is though, like you will go, of course you will go to prison for that, and you're like your life.
Not necessarily because it's a crime of passion. Not necessarily.
Because of someone,
you can get off on that.
You know, being stupid.
Right, you walked in, you came home early or whatever, you walked in and they was doing the do, and oh my God, you know.
Ready and just move out the fuck, like, but yeah.
Like I said,
it definitely wasn't their first time. She seemed very familiar with him as well. I'm gonna just say that as a woman, like that wasn't the first, because usually, you know, it takes a few times before you're like totally comfortable. I ain't even gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and at least for me, and I mean, women are different. I'm just speaking for me. I don't even feel 100% comfortable to do like eating me the first time we do it.
He done that to you. Who else he done that for?
Right, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by it's not the first time. I just, like I said, for me, I don't feel 100% comfortable with like that because I feel like that's more intimate than sex. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No. Listen. Hey, I'm not. Hey, I get it. But
you know.
Guys,
so yeah.
Y'all ready? I know how. Like I said, I try to keep it a buck.
Yeah.
You guys, we thank y'all for everything that y'all done with us, and we had a great time. Man, this is some good background music. But we'll see you guys. We'll see. Are they sisters?
Who?
Mary.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I ain't gonna lie.
But we'll see you guys later. I gotta start getting back onto my comic book and philosophies channel. I gotta get back over there. I got a lot of work. I got lots of. I'm gonna hit you up on that young link. Like I said, I'll hit you up on that later. You guys,
for sure.
And then I'm late for my my hair. I gotta go to my dress.
Oh Lord Jesus! All right, say goodbye, Jay.
Say goodbye, Jay. Say goodbye, everyone.
Right.
Thank you, guys. We are rolling out.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah.